Good morning everyone. It is early on a Sunday morning and this is Nat's Knackers Yard and I am very excited today. I will show you for why. Aside from showing you my new alarm, the twins are back together. So Charlie, the ultimate dude that he is, dropped off this bad boy yesterday, all sorted. A little bit nondescript as to what the issue was, and it's probably just a knackered battery, so I better get one. No, I have ordered one of those, ordered one last night. So yeah, well happy. So all of my new paintwork I will get loaded on this today. First things first though, I'm going to need to tidy up the frame a little bit, but I've also got a potential buyer rocking up for the JPS special version over on this side, so the twins may well not be back together for long. So let's get going. I'm gonna drag out the JPS special, put it on the road, get it out of the way, and then start working on this bad boy. Sweet. Okay, so bit of space generated. The JPS specials out there, and let's get going on this. And I've got a cup of tea because it is a lovely sunny day, but it's bloody cold. Excuse me. Right, so let's get going on this. I'm starting to rub down the frame to make just give myself a better keying surface. I've taken off the rear peg. I'm going to loosen the one on the other side. Obviously that's attached to the brake, so there's no point taking it off completely, but I just want to give myself as much access as I can to the frame. I don't like painting frames. I really don't. They're really hard to get looking good, and frankly, you know, you need to be powder coated, etc. But for, you know, for a bike of this value, it's just not worth doing. So it's just really making good with what we've got. I'm slightly umming and ahhing. I'm going to have to take the exhaust, well, I'm going to have to. I want to take the exhaust off to give it a clean. And if I'm going to do that, I may as well do it now, actually. It's going to make access to the frame that little bit easier. So I do want to give it a polish up. Yeah, this is all like fettling more than it's doing anything big. And actually, Charlie on the Motorcycle Rescue, if you're not subscribing and following, please do. It's really good stuff, and he's a good mate as well. Charlie asked a good question on one of his last videos, actually, because he's I'm going to take that off before I lose it. Asked a good question on my paintwork, because I do like my paintwork, and you know, comes out good. Asked the question as whether or not I would prefer to do the paintwork and the bodywork, or whether or not I'm a spanner turner. The simple answer is I prefer turning spanners, but it takes time. And it's not that the painting takes time as well. It takes large blocks of time to make any progress. You want to get stuck in, find a fault, fix a fault, etc., etc. And that does take time, and that's why mechanics cost money. And that's why, you know, taking your bike to a garage costs money, because it takes time. You don't immediately identify an issue and fix it, and plus, particularly in a garage, you're paying for that mechanic's experience. You're paying for his previous attempts at it, to learn his or her trade. And the way that my life works with work and with children and family commitments, etc., etc., I find it a damn sight easier to dip in and out of paintwork, because you can do some paintwork for, you know, 5 minutes, put it down, get on with what you're doing, go back forwards, and that just suits me a lot better time wise, rather than whacking a load of time on a bike, ignoring the rest of the world while you do it, which I can do to a degree, but it frustrates the missus and the kids, if nothing else. So yeah, the simple answer is I would prefer to be turning spanners than painting, but I do really enjoy painting. The secondary element of it is actually without blowing my own trumpet, I'm actually quite good at paint, so I can't ignore the fact that I have a strength there, and I have the patience to do it. I nearly said the talent. I don't think it is a talent. I think it is patience. But I get good results, so I can't ignore it. Paintwork's good. Right, so let's get on with this. I've talked myself into it. I'm going to whip that exhaust off now, put it away, and then get on with rubbing this down. Right, cool. Right, so that's the exhaust off. So this isn't the original exhaust; it's a two-piece, and there's a little bit of play on the join there actually. So I'm going to need to pad that out. Actually, it's just a bolt at the bottom, so that'll tidy up quite nicely. Exhaust itself is in really good condition, and I think that's going to polish up nicely. Again, didn't take it off to polish it off, but frankly I need to get to the frame and it's a bit easier. Header bolts came off in relatively easily actually, but in some cases the nut came off with the full shaft, in some cases just the nut, but frankly as long as it goes back on fine, I am not concerned at all. Right, what more am I going to strip off? The brake, I mean it's all attached, so I don't want to go overboard with it, but what I'm going to do is just loosen them off to hang it so I can, squeeze a paintbrush around the back. The caps are plastic. That one's not too bad. This one's got a little bit of a crack in it, so I think what I'm going to do is just paint over the top of them. They've been painted before. That's silver paint over the top, because if I take it off and it cracks, I'm going to have to buy a new one, which is just going to, in fact that is going, but yeah, I really can't be bothered with this. I might actually, sorry, I am going to take off the engine bars as well, so I can get to the frame behind it. Might as well do it properly. And once I've got those off, I might actually spray those, because they're going to be, I've got a load of black left over, so I might give those a coat of spray. Yeah, a bit of a rub down. Right, let's get on with it. Right, so there we go. That is the frame nicely touched up and looking a lot better. Just while that's drying, I'm painting the bars, the engine bars, that's the word I was looking for. I'm now just having a hack at the exhaust, try and get that a bit shinier. Okay, so that's the exhaust back on and a lot cleaner. It needs a polish, and I'll auto sol it a bit later. I find it generally a bit easier on a bike actually, because you can do the old flossing where you wrap a cloth around it and then like saw it or floss it to get that a bit shinier, but that's made me feel a damn sight better anyway. Frame's drying quite nicely, looking pretty good in that sort of satin. I've used engine paint for it, engine enamel, but a nice sort of subtle satin I suppose. I'm just going to have a bit of a pack up now, because I'm going to go out for lunch with the missus and kids, and then I'll be back. Right, so a long time later, after a lovely big lunch at the garden centre, just show how middle I am, middle class and middle aged. Lunch at a garden centre. Right, let's give this bad boy a go. So the tank is now on and looking pretty good, although dusty as you like already, because it's been in the back of the garage. But I'm loving the look. Tank's on, plumbed in. I had to check and double check on the tap fittings to make sure that I got the right pipe on the right bit. I chucked in a tiny bit of fuel because that's all I've got. Moment of truth. Right, power on. Bit of choke. Bit of choke, let's go for it. vapours of fuel. That's literally all I have. I might have to nip up the petrol station. Well, happy. Right, I'm going to start throwing stuff on. Yeah. In fact, you can watch me do it, and I'll fast forward it. I'll smooth my battery jump because I've ordered the new battery for it. Right, now, what am I going to get on first? Let's go for arse first. So there we have it, the big reveal. I was going to film myself putting all the bits on, but I kept it in snags where I didn't have the right bolts, so I had to make them. So here we go. I think the sun helps, but that looks pretty sweet. I'm normally my own biggest critic when it comes to paintwork, but this I freaking love. Obviously the sun is helping massively, but my shadow isn't. Yeah, that looks pretty special. Happy days. So I've had it running. You can hear my youngest trampolining in the background in the sunshine. Yeah, I'm well happy with that, really chuffed. So what? Well, I got a battery arriving on Tuesday. I've dug out the battery from the other ER5 and topped it up. It was completely dry. Charlie's suggestion. Thought, oh yeah, I'll top it up with water. There was none in it. So that battery I was going to put on here, but I don't know how they got it on the previous one. The terminals are the wrong way around. So I could pull and stretch and hope to make them fit. Well, frankly, I've ordered the battery. I'll be patient enough. I know this runs. I've had it running off the jumper cables. I really need some fuel as well, because the little fuel it has got in there I had to steal out my diversion. But that is looking pretty sweet. Yeah, the other ER5 is still here. The guy's slightly messing me around, but hey, I'm sure it'll go. But that is cool. Right, so what more do I need to do on this? It needs a bit of clearing up. It's got a bit mucky and bits and pieces on there. I want to give that exhaust, now it's looking a lot better, a bit of a polish up. Now it's at least clean, it just needs a bit of a shine on it, a bit of a wipe over of the metal surfaces. As Charlie mentioned in one of his earlier vids, I might try and tuck that away as well. On one of his earlier vids, fresh paint seems to be really thirsty for polish, so it's going to need another couple of layers, but it's looking bloody amazing in this sunshine. And I swear that's what's making me feel quite so good about it, is seeing it in sunlight, because the sunlight on that dapple is just beautiful. Now I have had suggestions about, what about Kawasaki wording across the across that plate. I'm not going to touch that. That looks so good in the sun. And if the future owner does it and wants to do it, then fine, you do you, as all the kids say, cool kids say. Yeah, I think that is a success. And what I'm going to do is park it up next to the other one and try and recreate that opening shot, but with the twins in their new skins. Cool, thanks for watching everyone. Please like, subscribe, share and all that good stuff. What's going to be next in the Knackers yard, really don't know. So that's now the ER5, the other ER5 up for sale. The little Sinis up the back there is up for sale for next to nothing. I'm not going to put this one on the market straight away, partially because it's going to compete with that other one if it does, but more importantly, there's a little bit more fettling that I need to do. I don't need to do it, but I want to do it. I don't like doing half jobs, and even though this is a 7/8 job now, I suppose, I just want to finish it off and do it the justice that I think it deserves. Right, cool, that'll do me. Catch you later. Cheers.